Hello, this is Michael Selleck and Star Interview, and I have the honor to present today Pavandeep Saras Shakti, who is focused on helping you free your inner self. Welcome.
Thank you. So happy to be here, Michael. Really happy.
Wow, that's great. I'm real honored to have you on my interview.
Thank you.
Please tell us what do you do? What's your mission? It's helping you free the inner self. It's very important because we are restricted sometimes, and we don't know about it. It's really bad.
Mm.
So please tell us how you develop. What's your way to how to develop this capability?
I think it's the basis of my work is we are always looking for solutions. You know, as human beings, we're always looking for solutions. But most of the time, we're looking for solutions outside of ourselves. We're looking for other people. We're looking for goals to achieve. We are looking for material goods to give us that kind of inner satisfaction or the sense of success or sense of achievement. But what I found is that it all comes from the inside. Everything comes from the inside. So the more you look, you can either look outwards or you can look inwards to get to know you. Um, things start to change. You have, um, you just see the world differently. You need less and you feel better. So it's all about helping other people to get to know who they are. Um, and all the wisdom really resides inside. That's the other thing, because I come from a scientific background. So I've educated myself to a fair degree before I started to look within. And I realized that my inner knowledge, my inner knowing is so much deeper and so much stronger than anything I could get outside.
Wow, that's fantastic. And I believe that yeah, we are used like to look outside for any
Hmm.
gratification, for any
Hmm.
reward and so on. But we do not tend to or we don't know even how to find it inside ourselves. But please
Yeah.
tell me something about it. What's the process? How you can do it?
Well, so many. I mean, like we all know of these processes. There are things like meditation, journaling, yoga, um, being in nature. It's just listening to the small, still voice within and paying attention to that. Because initially, when you start to do this work, it is a small, still voice, and the more attention you pay to it, the stronger it gets. But early on, it's very quiet. So being able to do that, being able to um, giving that the importance that it deserves, because outside world is so exciting, so stimulating, that there's so many things calling our attention. So just making a little bit of time to be still and to listen to what you need, what your inner self, what it needs, is the beginning process, is the start of it.
That's great. So, what would you recommend as a technique to bring you to this calming down and like starting to hear your inner self? What do you recommend to our viewers?
um, I like to keep it simple. There's three things I do on a daily basis, which is yoga,
Mhm.
meditation, and journaling. So I mean, on a busy day, I will do that for 5 minutes each. So it doesn't have to take a lot of time. It's just taking that little bit of time for yourself at the beginning of the day before you give your attention to the outside world. I think it's a good way to start your day. And the more you listen to yourself, the better, the easier it is to hear yourself. The easier it is to, yeah. So
That,
it's just very easy to get started. Just pick your favorite method. Just pick your favorite method.
uh-huh.
Hmm.
That's great. So I think that brings you basically to the state where you start feeling, hearing your inner voice, your so please tell me how you differentiate what's true and what's not true. What because you can hear
Hmm.
different ideas that are just coming through your mind, and some are
Hmm.
true, some maybe are not
Hmm.
true. So how you distinguish which ones are the
Hmm.
right ones for you?
It's you know it in your body. I think if you pay attention to what's happening inside your body, you will start to learn what's true for you. Um, a lot of the surface stuff tends to be in your head, and it's very fast moving. And then there's the emotional stuff, which is sort of I sort of think a lot of the emotional stuff is up to, like, your thorax, your chest area. But when you feel deeper inside, lower in your body, you start to know more of your inner self, what's true for your body. Also, what's true for you tends to make you feel lighter. It expands your energy field, whereas the other stuff is sort of, it doesn't always make you heavy, but it can sort of pull you away from you. Whereas what's true for you sort of brings you to yourself. You feel present. You feel like there's no need to rush anywhere. It's a place of stillness, really. It's a place of
Oh.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
not needing so much validation. You don't need anybody else to validate you. You know yourself,
It
and
just
yeah, yeah.
you start feeling that you are enough, you are whole, you are in the right place and in the right time. So
Yeah, and you sort of flow better with the universal energies. You have the more that kind of synchronistic experience of life,
mhm.
where you think of something and then things happen to make it happen for you. So that's another way. Like when you're not fighting life, when you're sort of flowing with it. That's another way of knowing. It's like you in the flow. You're being supported by the forces of life. That's quite a nice state to be as well.
Yeah, so it's kind of like of self confidence, of like trusting my own feelings to basically start feeling this. Yeah.
And knowing you're enough,
Hmm.
that you are enough, that your answers, the answers you get, are enough. You don't have to go aside for validation. Just starting to trust yourself.
Mhm. Wow, that's deep. So I like it.
Mm-hmm. And also doing what feels good
Mhm.
rather than doing what you think you should do. Just in moment by moment, picking something that feels good. What feels good now? Just doing that.
Wow, yeah,
Mhm.
that's right. Beautiful. I know that you are doing some work on the resistance and also on fear and anxiety.
Mhm.
Please tell us something about what you are doing in these areas.
That's just part of my work. It's not all of it. It's I think the deeper part of my work is to get to know who you are, and to get to know that you're good. A lot of us, a lot of us don't feel good. We feel like there's something wrong and we need to fix it. And as you get closer to who you are, you realize that there's real deep goodness within you. And so fear and anxiety, those are all sort of surface emotions. So part of my work, that series was created to do with the current crisis that we're having with the COVID-19, to just help people to deal with the anxiety that's coming up. But then again, we always have fear and anxiety, don't we? So I would love for you to share that series with your audience, because they're just very simple steps, um, to start to not run away from yourself, just to start to be with yourself and to help yourself through these strong emotions.
Yeah, because I think everybody now is in like kind of uncertainty and fear,
Hmm.
anxiety, and so on, and it's very important for them.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this first part about the fear and anxiety. So,
Hmm.
uh, what can you recommend to our viewers to start coping with it, like slowly and then increase the
Hmm.
level? I must say,
Yeah.
I heard your videos, and I they are quite amazing. I felt such a relief that it was really and a gratitude, and it was very nice
Mm.
feeling.
Thank you. Thank you. The thing that comes to mind, the first thing to do with fear that comes to mind, is just to have this awareness that maybe you felt these emotions before.
Hmm.
You might have felt fear in the past, and then just realize that you got through it. So if you got through it once, you can get through it again. So it doesn't have
Wow.
to be such a big thing.
Mhm.
Just know that you can do it. You can
Yeah.
master it.
That,
Hmm.
that's very true because the mind remembers that there were some dangers, some situations, and that at the end one basically went through, so it's possible again. So that's
Hmm.
wow, that's great. And tell me, how would you suggest for the audience to how to use your videos? Do you recommend, like, for example, like listening to one at each day, or just like all at the same time? What's
It,
the right way?
mhm. I think it's really up to you. You can listen to all of them in one go and then go back and listen to each one. I prefer to sort of take a moment with each one. You know,
Mhm.
just give yourself some time to process. Um, but it really is up to you. I think you can do it both ways, and I think allow yourself to process. I think that's the main thing because if you just listen and then just move on to the next thing, um, nothing's changed.
Yeah.
But if you let your body feel the different sensations, the different experience, different methods that I mentioned, if you allow yourself to experience those, then something happens at a deeper, at a more visceral level, and then that's longer lasting. You will notice that it stays with you.
Yeah, that's true. I really felt deep about these videos, and
Hmm.
it was really a very pleasant
Yeah,
experience.
yeah.
And I really like sit down and calm down and
Mm,
close my eyes and start
mm,
listening on my headphones.
yeah.
And I went basically. It's very good that it's like a playlist, so you can go like one after the another.
Yes.
And I really was enjoying it. It's very powerful.
Thank you. Because sometimes if I find a really good playlist, I will listen to it two or three times, the same playlist, and you will notice different things
Mm.
sort of jump out at you each time you listen to it. And the other thing, I remember you saying something about the visuals not being very interesting. And one of the reasons for that is that I don't want it to be a visual experience at this
Mm.
stage. I want it to be more of your inner experience. So, like you
Okay.
said, close-eyed experience, just listening is more important than it being a visual experience.
Mhm. Oh, great. So that basically brings you. Tell me, what should be the frequency? Is it like meant to, as I feel it, as I feel
Mhm.
the necessity for them?
It depends. If you're new to this work, you might need to listen to it a few times. But like somebody who's been doing this work, you might just need to listen to it a couple of times, and you think, oh yes, there are a couple of things I was missing. Now I've got those missing pieces. So it really depends on you. Don't have a prescription. I don't say you have to do things in a certain way. I think let you be the guide of what's right for you.
That's great. I really love the format, yeah, because the length of the videos and the playlist
Hmm.
format, it's beautiful for me. It works really well, and it allows to think about it, to really think about your message in the videos.
And I
S-
wanted to keep it small so that the length of the videos doesn't put you off, because they're very short videos, so that um 2-3 minutes long. So I wanted to keep them really short for that reason, just to get you started, just to get people to just to take a chance and to listen.
Yeah, and I believe that it could be really nice that you can basically download them to your phone and just
Hmm.
like put on your headphones and listen like while you're waiting for a train or a bus, and use the
Yes.
time to
Yeah.
play them down.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Ah,
That's how I tend to consume a lot of content myself. I'm more rather than sit and watch something. I'm mostly doing things and walking and listening. So I thought that's why I created the same format. But you can
that's
sit and watch and you can make notes. I mean,
mhm.
if you're the type of person that likes to sit and watch, and then you can make notes and you can have that deeper inner experience as well.
What would you say is a message for the videos about anxiety and fear? What's like your paradigm? What would say like one
Mm.
uniting things about these this series of videos? What would be the message for people?
Just to be kind to yourself, and also to know that it's a physiological reaction.
mm.
So let it run through you. But in the meantime, just prepare yourself. Just be kind to yourself to understand the process of it, what's going on. Will also take away some of the power it has. So it's all about education and knowledge, and giving yourself enough attention to not trying to run away, not trying to numb yourself, not to
Ye-
distract yourself, but
uh-huh.
to
Yeah,
but to be
yeah.
present. Hmm.
You are right because we are taught to basically either ignore it and be
Hmm.
anxious all the time, or to be like or to try to put it away at
Yeah.
like with brutal force. Like some I believe that a lot of people take some pills and they just eat them
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
candy. Yeah. So
Yeah. Like drugs, alcohol, work,
mhm.
exercise, so many distractions. So just so that we don't feel what we are feeling.
Mm.
And because of these restrictions we have at the moment with people being locked up, they've lost a lot of those distractions. They've lost a lot of those coping strategies. They're no longer accessible to them. So that's why I thought this work was important at this moment.
Yeah, and I must say I really felt like it was some kind of feeling of relief, of
Mm,
calming down and relief, and like I would
mm.
say uniting like with myself
Yes,
from this
I
first.
would. Yeah, what was the main thing that you got from those videos? What did you get?
Yeah, I believe that from this first series about anxiety and fear, that it was like to accept it. That's a natural reaction, and
Hmm.
secondly, that basically it's useful. It's
Yeah.
useful for me, and I should
Hmm.
accept it as it that it's that I can accept it and know your body
Yeah.
is doing well. It's alerting you about something,
Yes.
but you don't have to put yourself in the state of high anxiety and
Hmm.
cry and run away and so on. The I love really this understanding you are putting in it, which
Hmm.
is like really about the kindness, about accepting it,
Hmm.
saying basically that it's mine, and allowing me to use it, to understand it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's taken me a long time to get to this stage. Is like
Yeah.
all of life. It really is about self acceptance,
Uh-huh.
because we so much of the stuff we do out there is just so that we can accept ourselves finally. So this is a part of accepting yourself, valuing your feelings,
Mm.
not minimizing them, not denigrating yourself, and doing what's right for you, what's good for you.
Yeah, because basically what you are saying means that it's we have to like value ourselves and we don't need
Hmm.
anything external. We are already okay.
Well, we do need external, but we don't need the validation from the
Yeah.
external. The
Mm-hmm.
validation can come from within.
Mm.
When you validate yourself, then the external is just a symbol of it. It's just another
Mm-hmm.
symbol of your
Yeah.
self-acceptance.
Yeah. Wow. So that's really great. So please tell us about the second series, which are
Mhm.
about resistance, and I found it really quite interesting.
Yeah, resistance is a really interesting topic for me. I do like working on resistance a lot because I've experienced it myself. It's my big thing. Um, so um, resistance is like you don't notice the resistance is there until you try to do something,
Mm-hmm.
and then the resistance comes up, and it's almost like a wall stopping you from moving forward, because the resistance comes from your beliefs about yourself. You
Okay.
know, you can't what you can and can't have, what's true for you and what's not true for you. And a lot of these beliefs are put into place, like, when you were very young, when all of us were very young.
Mm.
So resistance, I think, having desires brings up resistance, because that's when all of a sudden you hear why you can't have what you want. So excuse me. So I believe in having goals and having desires, because that activates the resistance. And then you can look at, rather than pushing to get to your goal, you actually take a step back and you turn around and look at the resistance and say, okay, what is it about me, within me, that's stopping me? What is it that in me that believes that I can't have this, or this is impossible for me? So I like the goals and desires simply to bring up the resistance so I can work with it.
Wow, that's beautiful. I love it. It's yeah, it's like accepting it, understanding it, and it's using it for your benefit.
Yeah, it's sort of, then once you know it's there, then you can start to dissolve it. You can start to work with it.
Yeah.
But until you don't know if you're living that kind of life, that safe life, then you don't even know it's there, because it's just sort of an undercurrent. It's only when you try to sort of lift yourself up above it, and that's when it sort of all of a sudden it's like pulls you back. It's like, where do you think you're going? So yeah.
And can you like identify on your own like what's
Oh
the
yeah.
problem?
hmm Say for example, you want something, you have a goal or a desire, and then you think about it, and then if it's achievable, then that means there's no resistance. If you think I want this and I can have it, there's no resistance. But if you make it a little bit bigger, say for example, we could do that with you, Michael, if you'd like to try it,
Okay,
just for you
let's
to
do it.
experience it, just
Yeah,
for you to
sure.
experience it.
Uh-huh.
So give me something, some goal or desire that you're working towards,
Hmm.
something
So
that you feel comfortable sharing.
okay, definitely. So my goal is to get a private jet to be able to basically travel and unite people and do like big goals for poor people and so on, but to
hmm
to basically deal it with the billionaires and so on. So that's like not helping with $100, but with $100 million,
mm.
and that basically
Beautiful goal.
use the plane like not only a symbol of freedom, but mainly as a tool
Mm.
to basically get to connect to such people and arrange really big stuff to educate people to bring them from poverty and help them.
That's a beautiful, beautiful goal and desire. So, where are you when you think about your ability to get to it, to achieve it? Where would you say out of 10, 0 and 10, where would you rate yourself when it comes to your ability to achieve this goal?
Yeah, I would say now I'm like at the number one or number two. Yeah, very
Number two.
at the very
Okay.
beginning. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. So, I want you to just close your eyes for a
Mhm.
moment. And when you think about you want this jet and you want to travel and you want to connect with billionaires, just think about what's the self talk that happens inside of you as soon as you say that, and just listen to what's some of the language that comes
Mhm.
up. Just pay attention to that. And a lot of it would be things you've already heard, things that come up repeatedly about why you can't do what you want.
Yeah, it's like it's too expensive. It's crazily expensive. It's not available. It's not for me. It's just a
hmm
dream or something like that.
hmm So what you want to do is you want to write all of those things down, all of those things, or record them. When you bring up your resistance, just record everything that comes up to counteract it, to
Mhm.
contradict it, um, and then listen to that, and then you sort of find ways of
Mhm.
saying why that's not true. Then you have different processes to start to dissolve some of those things.
Mm. Oh, that's great.
hmm
Perfect. I love it. So it's yeah, it's like working with oneself, right? It's like
hmm
exploring to get to know, because I as you told me, so it started like these bubbles of the ideas with the words. Yeah, it's impossible. It's too expensive. It's crazy,
hmm
and so on.
hmm
Okay.
and why it's not possible for you. And then you can also start to look for examples of why it is possible, why somebody else might have achieved what you want to achieve.
Yeah.
And you say, if somebody else has done it, then it's possible for me too.
Mhm.
But until you sort of bring those things into consciousness, you can't work with them. So it's
Mhm.
just because they sort of stay in the background of sort of the form that like kind of background noise, and we don't really notice them. So you
Mhm.
want to actually bring them to the surface to give them. And sometimes what I do is if I don't hear them, I make my goal even bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, so you make it even bigger, and then those voices get really loud.
Okay, okay. So basically, is there a difference between like these different resistances, like different, so that I can notice? Basically, as you said, I can formulate the goal to be much bigger, and
Mm-hmm.
the resistance will be louder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, I think it's more or less the same, but some things might, say if you wanted to be an athlete, a
Hmm.
super athlete, then the voices might be slightly different. They'll be more focused on your body's abilities to do what you want to
Okay.
do.
Uh-huh.
But I think the underlying thing is to do with trying to keep you safe, trying to keep you sort of, um, locked up. I think it's a
Yeah.
lot of the resistance comes from when we as children, when we sort of overstepped the mark, when we
Mhm.
pushed the boundaries and we were pulled back. And then you learn, you say, okay, I'm not going to do that again because that was upsetting or painful or embarrassing.
Mhm.
So a lot of it comes from those times, really.
Wow,
And
it's
you can
important.
also go back and work with that self
Uh-huh.
that first time had that experience,
Uh-huh.
and sort of re-educate them and say it's no longer true.
And then you basically understand it, and you can dissolve it.
Yes, it's all about dissolving it. Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
it's fantastic. Thank you so much. It's great. And I believe that what did you say about this series of videos about resistance? So what the main idea you would like to communicate?
With the resistance, again, there was just a series of activities that you can do to overcome resistance,
Mhm.
to start to activate it, identify it, and dissolve it. I think that's the main emphasis of those
Mhm.
series. That series.
Mhm. Wow, that's great. And
You're
typically,
probably, to be honest, you're probably more familiar with it because I recorded them a while ago. So
uh-huh.
because you only listened to it a few days ago, so you're probably more familiar with what's in that series.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, Yeah, like I believe that you have a very well formulated the kindness, the acceptance of yourself, of your ideas,
Hmm.
of your resistance, and to turn it and use it to emerge as a winner, to basically
Mm.
overcome these resistances,
Yeah.
dissolve them, and do what you like to do in your life.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
understand it this way, and it's beautiful. It's
Thank you. Thank you. That is so lovely for me to hear.
No, no, really, I really, I know, like in this area, like tens of different programs, but this is really a big differentiation for your program. That it really works, like the acceptance, you feel it, you
Hmm.
feel it, and
Yeah.
it's like deep. It's like really dissolving. It's very good feeling in the body.
Yeah. Yeah. I like my work to be actionable. I like it to be experiential and actionable so that you've actually changed as you've gone through the process, that you notice a change at some level. Not so that it's not just theory.
And do you plan to, when the situation changes, do you plan to do some like live seminars, or what's your idea of like basically sharing it with the world, or
Mhm.
what the methods could be for sharing your methods for the anxiety and for the
Mhm.
resistance?
My preferred method, I've done live workshops in the past and I did enjoy them, but I my moving forwards, I do want to keep build an online platform
Mhm.
of putting all my work in one place because I found that live experiences are great, but it's a one-off and then you can't repeat it. So I like to record. I want to record things and then just have like maybe some kind of a school or a membership site or a course platform so where people can access this information as and when they need it. So
And
lots of mhm.
yeah, I believe that's a great idea because you can then repeat it anytime. You can download it to your
Mhm.
mobile, listen to it on your headphones, and use
Yes,
it anytime it's convenient for you. Yeah. So.
yes, yes, yes.
Hmm, hmm.
Yeah. Make it accessible to people that I probably wouldn't meet in real life either. So in that way, make it accessible to more people.
Yeah, and you have a very pleasant voice, so it's very pleasant to hear it and to basically being led by it. So it's a very good
Thank you
experience.
so much. Thank you.
So your motto is your goal is to helping you free the inner self. So tell me
Hmm.
about your like more distant goal. Like what's on the horizon? Where do you want to go and bring all this
Hmm.
at some future?
So the goal essentially is to create, to build a body of work that people can access online, um, and the free the inner self. Or I had two methods. I couldn't understand which one. Two sort of names I can go with,
Mhm.
but it is all about freeing the inner self. It's about um, the work that I've done. It's like the closer, and I'm not there. Believe me, I have a lot, long way to go. Is or a short way to go, but go within. Is to do with it's like having lots of layers between you and life itself. It's like every time something's been told to us, we build up another wall, another wall, another wall. So it's just dissolving those walls. And as I do that for myself, I notice that the more of me is present, the more of the core self is present. And so the whole work is doing that for myself and showing people, other people, how to do that. Because when more of you is present, it's difficult to describe, but it's a very um, wonderful state to be. It's a very peaceful state to be. You're not pushed around so much by what's happening outside in the world, and even like just being a peaceful presence when there's a lot of chaos going on can be beneficial for other people. I think it's like the kind of energy we're contributing to the whole.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
makes a difference.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Definitely,
yeah.
because when the people like frees their inner self, it helps everyone, yeah, not just
Hmm.
them, but they kind of
Yeah,
radiate it to the surroundings, and it's like a cascade effect
yeah,
on the people. Wow,
yeah.
that's fantastic. So it's very nice goal. So I believe you can achieve it, and you have really great content. I love it. So
Thank you so
uh,
much.
please let
I
me
have a long
know.
way to go. I have a long way to go. Yeah.
But it's marvelous. So I really like it.
Thank
So
you so much.
perfect, perfect. So I really enjoy it. Please tell me, what do you plan next? Do you have some next
Hmm.
basically some video series or something you are going
Yeah.
to release in the near future?
Yes,
Please.
I'm creating lots of really interesting content, and I will be releasing that soon. And so they will all be shared on my YouTube channel. I don't know if I've sent you a link for that, but please, if your audience can subscribe to
Yeah,
my YouTube channel,
I'll
they
put
will.
it on the
Mhm.
description.
Okay, thank you so
Mhm.
much. Thank you. It's quite a new channel, so there isn't an awful lot there. But the two series that we discussed are there. So, and I will be adding another one this week or next week. So I plan on adding more content every week, two or
Wow.
three videos. So yeah,
So definitely subscribe to the link below, and you'll get a notification when
please.
Pavandeepa basically gets some new video and uploads it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's true. So I look forward definitely.
yeah. And all of my work is experiential. So you will benefit. So that's what I'm just saying to the people listening. You will benefit. It won't be waste of your time, I promise you.
Yeah, definitely. And I must say that my experience with this both video series it's phenomenal. So really,
Thank you. I
thank you so much for it.
really
Beautiful.
appreciate your support.
It was a great pleasure. So, at the end, what do you like to say as a message to our viewers? What do you like
Mm.
to let them think about?
Mhm.
What's your idea for them?
Um, Very simple, that you're more powerful. You're so much more powerful than you realize. You're just beautiful and you're powerful. And I can't wait for you to get to know yourself and be
Hmm.
more of who you are and express that in the world. That's my dream, for everybody to be who they are and express their unique beauty, wisdom, knowledge, whoever they are, whatever it is, just express that, to have that kind of inner belief. Yeah.
Wow! So really to free your inner self and display it, share it, and radiate it to the
Mhm.
whole world.
Can you imagine the world we live in? when people are doing that, the world we will create and the world we will live in when more and more people are doing that.
It will be a really new world. So,
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm very grateful.
Thank you so much. I'm grateful as well, and it was really great to talk to you. So thank you very much, and
Thank you.
bye
Bye.
bye. And I hope we'll talk next time for as you release your new series.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. Bye.